What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Friday, June 24th, 2022. It is the last Friday of the month, so you know what that means. It is Freestyle Friday on the channel. For those of you who are new, Freestyle Friday is basically something I hold at the end of every single month where I allow my subscribers to come up and talk to me for like the next couple of hours. I try to keep my streams conducive to about 2 hours, whether it's this or just a regular stream that I happen to do. And we just like, it's like a kickback session. It's not really structured. Whatever happens just kind of happens. So when you come into the room, be sure to go ahead and like the stream, share the stream. I know I'm streaming on two platforms right now. I'm streaming on my main channel right now as well as on Twitter. Now, of course, if you are on Twitter and you want to like come up, you will most likely have to come over onto YouTube to retrieve the link, because that's the only way you're going to get it. There's no way I will put this link out there on my Twitter account. It's going to be attached to this. So that's how it is. And I already have the link pinned up at the top right here. I made sure to upgrade the account that I have on this restream so I can allow up to 10 people at a time. I'm not sure if that's including myself as the host or if that's 10 people and I'm just the 11th person. But let's see, who do we have in here so far? Afro Elite, shout out to you. And I actually got a chance to watch your tournament today. Because remember, the last time we had spoke, I said that I wasn't able to catch it. Frank Green, Pisces the King. Spidey, Keynes William. Salute to you all. Pisces said the Supreme Court. Yeah, I already know about that's all they've been talking about since they announced that hours ago. That's all they've been talking about. So I gave my little 2 cents on it on Twitter. I'm sure that's probably going to come up in this stream if anyone brings it up, which I'm sure someone might bring it up, and you will just go from there. Concerned Citizen TV, shout out to you, and I know exactly who it is, and I did get a chance to see your video that you posted up, your very first video that you posted up on your YouTube channel. It kind of reminds me of Professor Black Truth's Friday Crime Report. It kind of reminds me of that with the music and everything like that in the background. Tawana, what's going on? DSM Sinister said, we are ready to get this popping now. PC women are triggered as hell. Yep. There's a lot going on. But also, too, before I actually really forget, I actually got some good news and some, like, it's not bad news, but it's bad. It's not bad, but it's like, I wish it didn't happen, but it did, but we'll keep going forward. I'll start with the bad news first. The bad news is when it comes to the Triple P videos, I won't most likely be able to do it in the format that y'all are used to me seeing me do it, meaning having the intro, the music playing in the background, and the outro anymore, mainly because the software that I'm using, for some reason, whenever I try to render the file, which is what you need to do before uploading to YouTube, it just shuts down the software every single time when I try to do it. Because I tried to do a Torian Rage video yesterday, but it didn't work. But I'm gonna just upload the video anyway, and label it as such. But and the same thing with the Triple P's as well. So whenever I do a Triple P video, like from now going forward, it'll have the same like thumbnail up there, like the Triple P thumbnail that I kind of do, and it'll say Triple P production. It just won't have all the extracurriculars in the background at the beginning or at the end. But like I said, the show must go on, and they'll be thrown into the Triple P playlist. Same thing with the Torian Rage videos as well. Just wanted to give y'all a heads up, so when y'all see those thumbnails and see a Triple P video, like, Torian, where's the music at? So I'm giving y'all the heads up now. Well, the good news is Tariq Nasheed followed me on Twitter yesterday. It kind of caught me by surprise because I was just like scrolling through, and if you're on Twitter, you see a whole bunch of your alls and your mention, and under alls it said Tariq followed you. Now, to be sure that it was him, because it could have been a troll account. But sure enough, I clicked on his page, and that was definitely him. And he followed me on his page. So on my Twitter account, he followed me. So I said that was pretty dope that happened. And also be sure, if you have not done so already, please go ahead and hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate if you do so. DSM Sinister said, "Don't worry, most of us will add our petty Debbie laugh after ourselves after each Triple P." Cool. It is crazy because I actually do have a Triple P style video that will be coming on Monday, and it's actually interesting because it's on someone that I just did a bed bucking video on. So amazing how the cycle just comes around so fast the way that it does. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Dark Skinned Brother 2, Crystal Chin, 25 Kid, James Hudson, Ashen, Amara, Alana, Lime, Letitia. I hope all of you are doing well out there. Also, if I know I saw Spidey in here earlier. Spidey, and I don't know what time Gnome King is coming in through here. I definitely would love for y'all two specifically to come up today because I know last month y'all weren't able to get in. I don't know what Spidey. I don't know if it was like a technical issue on your end, you couldn't get in. Gnome King got in right at the end when I was about to close the stream down, so he just missed it. So if those two in particular want to come up, I definitely will appreciate it. But y'all need to come up a lot sooner than y'all did the last time. Tildar says, by now you've heard of the two male Karens down here in Florida who shot at the teenage black kid's window and harassed him. Keep in mind this is the same. Yeah, I'm well aware of that. I actually knew about that. That's actually what Professor Black Truth's crime report was on today. But I actually knew about that story last week. I had my video ready to go when it comes to that story. It's just that I got other videos ahead of it. But that video is coming. Like I said, I just had other videos that are ahead of it. As y'all already know, 2 videos a day, Monday through Friday, and on Saturday and Sunday is 1 video. And when it comes to Friday, is 1 pre-recorded video, and then the live stream. So the live stream counts as video number 2. But but that video about that situation is coming. Didi, what's going on? Mickey Bricks 2.0, salute to you, and B1. B1 to the entire chat. Ashley said episode 6 of Obi-Wan Kenobi was really good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that fight sequence between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. Dark Skin Brother said they lucky those brothers didn't have that heat on deck. You gonna pay for the damage to my car one way or the other. Yeah, and they said that was a rock. I'm looking at that. That didn't look like a rock to me. That looked like a piece of a stone. That was a pretty big rock, if you want to call it that. And then when I was listening to Professor Back Truth's Moment of Truth and found out that one of them worked at McDonald's and he got fired because of it, and rightfully so, I was like, oh, there it is right there. You're upset because this 16-year-old is living his best life better than you, and you're 61. Like, you're working at McDonald's. Not that there's anything wrong with working at McDonald's, but you're 61 working at McDonald's. What's Pinky, JYB, Chantel, what's going on? Janesta, Andrew. Frank said, I just finished a breakdown of the ISIS papers. Have you read Black Anglo-Saxons by Nathan Hare? If not, check it out. Very relevant today. I have not checked it out. What people wanted me to do after I did that particular stream about that is they wanted me to like read more books just so I could do more streams like that. But if I get to it, I get to it. I don't want to say I'm going to do it and I don't do it. I'm kind of one of them things when people like, if it happens, it happens. Nobody want to come up today? Like I said, the link is posted, is pinned at the top of the chat. I can't see it on the restream window, but I know it's on the YouTube window. I made sure to pin that thing up there before I went live. Ashton says you should check out Dr. Claude Anderson books as well. I'm glad that we have so many scholars that we can learn from and feed off of, and then just kind of regurgitate it back out to the people. Because what amazed me is so many things that I talked about in my videos was talking points that Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, as y'all know, I call her the Queen Mother, does. Um, when I say certain things in my videos, I didn't know I was saying some of the things that she talked about in her book way before I cracked open her book. Janessa said, one day I'm going to have to keep my makeup on and come up. It doesn't matter if you like make up natural. It is what it is. Vulcan 2054, what's going on with you? Andrew said, I hope that more diverse characters are added to fiction to piss off all the bigots. Right. That's why I'm glad that that's why a lot of people love what Jordan Peele did with like movies like Get Out and Us and now upcoming Nope, because it's putting black leads in sci-fi, which rarely happens. It's usually the same old with that one token black person to the side. In movies like Get Out and Us and now upcoming Nope, black people are in the lead and everyone else's sidekick. David K said, "Did you? Hey Torian, did you see the story about the two colored women, mother and daughter, who were just charged over the death of the granddaughter who had lice? I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about that." Ashley said, "Did you listen to that fool on the Twitter space that was trying to bring up?" No. DeAndre Mosley said, "Lovecraft Country was good." Yes, it was. I did enjoy. I did enjoy watching Lovecraft Country. I wish they had came back for another season. That was another series that had black actors in the front in the focal point in sci-fi and had a historical message behind it. A shame that they didn't bring it back, but we kind of figure why they didn't. But it all worked out for what's his name? Uh the lead male actor, what's his name? The one who's gonna be Kane the Conqueror in the new Ant-Man movie that's coming out next year. It all worked out for him. I mean, look at that. Look at that jump. That's a huge leap. Chantel G says, "What about that Cora Jakes drama with stealing babies?" Had my No, I didn't hear about that. Some of the stories y'all bringing to me are new to me. Like a lot of people think that I know about every single story. Trust and believe. I don't know about every story. Like some of the stuff y'all are bringing to my attention, I'm unaware of. If people don't tell me or they don't tag me in anything, I will never know. Yes, Gary. Yes, Jonathan Majors. Thank you, Gary James. That was the actor's name, Jonathan Majors. I couldn't think. I could not think of his name. It was right there on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, Jonathan Majors is the actor, the lead actor who was in Lovecraft Country and is going to be Kane the Conqueror in the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp movie that comes out next year. Of course, we got a version of his character in the first season of Loki last year. Charles James said, "Atlanta in here, salute." Well, shout out to Atlanta. DeAndre, you said, asked, did I watch Jordan Peele's The Twilight Zone? I didn't watch The Twilight Zone. I can't really get into The Twilight Zone like that. I didn't even watch the old reruns of it, like from the old ones back in the day. I couldn't even watch that. Like I could not really get into The Twilight Zone like that. I couldn't bring myself just to sit down and watch it. And as much as I like Jordan Peele's work, I couldn't even bring myself to watch his version of it. D said, when we call, we just speak our mind. Yes. I mean, y'all been here before. Like y'all been here and seen how the Freestyle Fridays work. When you call and you just like I said, it's like a kickback session. Like I said, it's not structured. It's not like how I do my live streams and I'm talking about this, that, this, and that, and this and that. Gary James said he's going to be in Creed 3 as well. Yes, he is. I think I saw some pictures when he was working on set with Michael B. Jordan. So he's definitely making his rounds um, when it comes to his career. Glad that he's being pushed out there more into the mainstream. Ballet dancer NJ says, peace to the family, or peace to you. Ashton, I've heard of him. I've heard of him. Hey,
Hello.
what's going
I'm at
This is the
work,
first time you've been.
so
It is the first time you've been up here.
yeah. Hi everybody in the chat. I'm at work right now. And I'm in the stairway. I work for an insurance company, so I'm just trying to be quick and brief about this. And can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear and see you.
Okay. For some reason, when everything happened with the whole Roe versus Wade thing, I
Mm-hmm.
kept hearing Harvey's voice say, "I told you so." I
Mm-hmm.
just, for
Yeah.
some reason, it's like I kept hearing it, and I've never been pregnant. I've never, had to go through those type of things, but I really feel it for the women who don't co-sign with their husbands when they make these type of decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just pretty much it. Like their lack of decision affects all of us, and I really
Yeah.
feel for them. So that
Mm-hmm.
was it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree. Kind of
yeah.
reminds me. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of you remember the show called Degrassi?
Yes,
It kind of
yes.
reminds me of Degrassi with the Liberty character when she got
Hmm.
pregnant and she just aborted it because she thought that JT was not going to be responsible enough to take care of the
Right,
child. And then when he got killed, then she realized she made a mistake aborting the child
right.
because the last connection she had to him is now dead. So at
Yeah,
least if she had the child, she still had the connection to him. But now that
right.
she aborted the child and he's
It's
dead,
like,
the
yeah,
connection is gone. Yeah. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
definitely wholeheartedly agree.
yeah, yeah. And I'm always pro-choice. Everybody should have. It's not even so much as birth control. I mean, it really is a woman's choice. And when that happens, it's going to be a domino effect. It's going to be so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But I'm about to clock in, and I'm going to try to hear you guys while I get on the phone. But thank you for having me.
All right, no problem.
All right, bye.
All right. Appreciate Dee Dee for coming up. That was her first time coming up here. Shout out to her. She is usually always in the chat, always supportive. Shout out to her for coming through. Spidey said that was Manny that aborted with Craig Liberty had to. I thought it was her that aborted the had aborted the baby. You said she gave the child up for adoption. See, like I said, my memory's a little bit blurred, but I do know that the JT character did get killed. I think he got stabbed. That was a sad episode. I'm telling you, Degrassi, back when Drake, when he was still going by the name Aubrey Graham, a wheelchair Jimmy, that was some must see TV for your ass, especially as a child back or as a teenager or even a preteen back in the early 2000s. That was a really good show. And shout out to our first donor of the day coming from Gnome King. And it's crazy because I brought him up a few minutes ago. He said, hey, TR and chat fam. Hope everyone is doing great, feeling well, and I'm enjoying their evening in good health. Good to see y'all. Apologies, but I'm not going to be able to be on the panel like usual. I got some things I got to handle. Hey, handle your business. Do what you have to do. As you all know, Gnome King is a frequent contributor to this particular panel all the time. It just unfortunately last time he wasn't able to come up, even though he was there because I was getting ready to end the stream. But you know, he always has a spot over here on the panel. Let's see who else do we have in here. Shahid Simon says, "What do you think about people who are mad at Normani for doing a song with Chris Brown?" I'm not too aware of it. I haven't even heard the song yet. I actually just downloaded Chris Brown's new album today, and I'm gonna use that to get me through my cardio tomorrow because I gotta go to Costco tomorrow. Gotta get some stuff. And, you know, Costco like to open up late, so I'm gonna go and use that album to get through my cardio. But I didn't know that they were mad. I don't know what the reason is because, you know, they both are artists, you know, both talented, you know, especially dancing because she could dance her ass off too. So I don't know what the issue is. But like I said, I don't really dive deep into that stuff right there. But one thing I will say about Chris Brown, and I have a video coming up about this, is that he spoke out to Big Boy talking about how he doesn't like the competition between him and Michael Jackson and saying that they feel like he's better than him and stuff like that. He set the record straight, but I got a video come about that. Some of you will probably have already seen the audio, not the audio, but the interview that he did with Big Boy on his podcast, on his radio show, when he was addressing that. And I'm glad that he said that. Wadner says, "Shalom, great breakdown on MC getting sued for her Christmas song, bro. I can see you singing it." Who doesn't know that song? I'll put it like that. Whether you like the song or not, who doesn't know that song? Black Light Revelations, peace, touring and chat. Smash that like button, family, and share the video out. Support the content. V Darko says, "Howdy, y'all. How are you?" Oh, Diddy, no problem. I'm glad that you was able to come up. Krista says, "They say CB has a disdain." Hold on. Has a disdain for brown skinned girls. I don't know. I don't know who they is. They is probably the ones that wish they could get with Chris Brown. So, and since they probably can't, they start making up lies. And how can they say that he has a disdain for brown skinned girls when he used to date Rihanna and Karuchi, who, by all intents and purposes, would be considered brown herself? Tildor says, "Speaking of Chris Brown, do you think Versus will do a show with him versus that?" Listen, if they do a Versus with him and Usher, that would be groundbreaking. And speaking of Versus, please don't ask me about the Versus that happened with last night. I did not watch it, but I heard it was a hot ass mess until Mario came on and he shut it down. But I expect that Mario is a damn good vocalist. He doesn't get the props he deserves. He's been singing his face off since 2002, and he's a B More native. Now, granted, B More and PG County are like worlds apart, but states, I'm a support on this on the account that he is from Maryland. But Mario has a very good singing voice. He always has had a very good singing voice. Hold on, I got somebody else that wants to come up. Swiss.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my bad. My voice is a little raspy. No, I was just saying I had came across your show by accident. I don't know how it kept popping up. I said, I'll go ahead and watch them. Then I started listening to your voice. And I remember you used to pop up on a lot of Lisa Cabrera's live streams.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I remember you from. I haven't heard you on there in a minute. I'm like, let me go ahead and go check them out. And I actually been liking a lot of your content. Then that's how I got recommended for Harvey.
Appreciate it.
Because I used to always listen, hear you mention him, but I never knew who Harvey was. So I started watching a dude named Your Word. I'm like, okay, it's pretty good. Then start reading the comments. They like, yeah, man, Harvey be going deep. I'm like, that's the dude. And what I like about Harvey is that he don't really favor nobody. He just has an opinion and moves on.
Right.
But I was wondering if you have seen what I sent you on Twitter yesterday about your boy Ezra and his farm.
Listen, it's a good thing that I have not uploaded a video about Ezra Miller yet, because it's like so much stuff continues to come out about him. But finally on Tuesday, because I already have it set to schedule to upload Tuesday, I will be putting
Okay.
finally the video up about Ezra Miller. Now, mind you, the video that I did about Ezra Miller, I started to record that like 2 weeks ago. And
Yeah.
over time, because so much stuff kept getting added in, I had to go back and constantly add in update after update after update, because it's literally a domino snowball effect with him. It's like it does not stop. It's a constant thing. It started off with, you know, with him grooming that girl. Then it segued into him being on the run. Now it's moved on to him grooming some 12-year-old girl. Now it's dealing with something involving some firearms. It's nonstop with him. And then of
Yeah.
course,
It took
insert the part about him being fired from Warner Brothers and The Flash. So it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like literally, the name of my video is going to be called Ezra Miller is the Menace of Hollywood. That's going to be the name of the video.
yeah. I visit a site called ITSBX, and they always pop up stuff there. That's how I came across it, and I was just like, okay, again. Anyway, but and also been enjoying I think it was Afro Elite.
Yeah, shout out to Afro. Shout out to Afro Elite.
Yeah. Cause a lot of stuff I came across, I just opened up a Twitter like 2-3 months ago, because I ain't had a social media since like Facebook. I think I closed that back in 2011. So I've been off social media for like multiple years. But I actually came across Twitter too, and I actually can say, and I told folks, if you really want to do social media, Twitter's the place. If you were socializing and learning
Yeah,
things,
definitely. Yeah,
I've learned a
definitely.
lot from a lot of people you've been connected with, Afro Elite, um, history and such. Seeing all the yesterday, I seen a lady posted on how a black woman actually wrote all the Shakespeare plays, but you know, because she's black, she didn't get the compensation, so she died poor.
Yeah.
I'm coming across all this stuff, which actually sometimes makes me angry too. But I do enjoy you and all your connection contents. Can you understand my voice? Let me get some
I can hear
water.
you.
Okay. I do enjoy you on all your connection contents. I can say I did not know about Star Wars and their fandoms. I'll just say that kind of
Oh,
caught me off guard.
yeah,
I was like,
like I
wow,
said, their
that's
fandom is very toxic. They have
love
one
it.
of the oldest they have one of the oldest and longest running fandoms. Like I think like when it comes to fandom and stuff, I think it pretty much kicked off with them, and then like other fandoms kind of sparked from that. But yeah, they have one of the most toxic fandoms of all time, and I do mean that. I don't know any other fandom that's more toxic than it. There's a lot out there, but theirs
Right.
right there is one of the worst.
I start seeing how big the racism is when it comes to characters. When I was hearing about people were happy if certain characters died off of what's that damn trilogy with the survival game?
Oh, the Hunger
Chicken.
Games.
Yeah, they was glad a little black girl got killed. They didn't like Lenny
And,
Kravitz.
and
I'm like, oh my
you want to know what's even more interesting, now that you bring
god.
up the Hunger Games, the um the Katniss character, who of course we know is played by Jennifer Lawrence, in the book, she looks more like the Rue character than her. You know, like I don't know if you've ever seen the Hunger Game movies.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Okay,
I kept up
okay.
with them.
She looks more like the actress who played Rue in the first Hunger Games. That's more like how Katniss looks, but they cast Jennifer Lawrence, who we all know is a PC woman. But there was
Right.
no outrage about that. And even when black people who watched it and read the books pointed that out, they were basically told to shut up. So you see
Oh
that
yeah.
like the double standard there. And see that was, and the thing is, that was at the time when Jennifer Lawrence was really, when she was getting ready to really shoot off. Them Hunger Games movies really propelled her career out of there just off of one movie. And see, they had
Right.
to push her out there, so they wasn't about to let people come in and try to like say anything about her. They had to get her out there. So, but yeah, when they break down how the Rue character looks, she looks more like the Rue character. She's really the Katniss character is black. Let's just put it out there.
Okay. And I do give respect to the people of Star Wars for pre-warning the sister of what she may be having to deal with. So they kind of kept her ready, and just instead of not saying nothing and having it bam, like what the hell. But people gotta understand, even for the longest time, I didn't know that Darth Vader was actually James Earl Jones' voice for the longest time.
Yeah.
I never knew that for a very, very long time for some reason, but never paid attention either.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of black people started to watch it, was because of his voice of Darth Vader. Like, if you notice, like, a lot of black people really didn't gravitate towards Star Wars like that at first. But if you mention names like Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker or Princess Leia or Han Solo or Yoda, they'll know the characters, and that's how they'll know it's associated with Star Wars. But once you start getting into the lore of it and stuff like that, then people really don't gravitate. But it wasn't really to me until they brought in Lando Calrissian, played by Billy D. Williams. Then that's when black people really started to pay attention to it, because like, oh snap, we got a black man in the galaxy. They call him the smoothest brother in the galaxy. He got all the women, and it's played by Billy D. Williams. Of course, we're gonna go and watch that, because Billy D. Williams was like because Billy D. Williams was like their Denzel Washington of that time. So of course, he was gonna get a lot of people. He's gonna have a lot of women, especially a lot of black women, go to watch it just for him. Even if they didn't know anything about Star Wars, they were going to go and watch Billy D. Williams, with that conch in his head, wearing that cape, just being, doing his thing. So, so they had to like put him in there. So I think Billy D. Williams was like the first black character, or the first
actor, basically, not just a voice,
to be in Star Wars. Yeah.
Right. And I wonder if you came across the story. I came across this I think it was on Twitter. The brother who was found lynched in a park in Pennsylvania, right behind a police station.
You said he was lynched?
Yeah. You might want to. If I can find it, I'll probably send it to you. I'll go and send you the video of a brother who's talking about it. First, the video of the family. Then he's talking about how deep this story goes. But it's a typical. Basically, the police open and shut the case with no investigation. Long story short,
it was a suicide.
Yeah, without investigating, because you know how they do it. Well, it's weird. Apparently, he don't even live in that area. And someone who was commenting on it said he had as big as he was, like 6'4" or something, bulky cat. Somebody had to made him drive there under guns, meaning it was basically more than one person, because this ain't a small brother.
Yeah.
So, long story short, they found him. Parents didn't know anything for like 48 hours. All of a sudden, but yet the park has hundreds of cameras right there. No footage. It's behind a police station.
Yeah, that was strategic.
Yeah, and they got cameras there because it's mainly kids park. So they have to have them there for kids' safety. Yeah. So once the mom complained, and she ain't on that forgiving and all that stuff, all of a sudden they want to do an autopsy and investigation. But the brother said it's a red flag, because he talked to someone who specializes in doing coroner type work. And he says they're doing it now because chances are they had enough time to do things to the body to make it look a certain way. And even if they had a private person do it, it'll make it look a certain way. So hopefully, well, I can't say hopefully, but it may happen like that to where it can still say suicide. But when you open and shut a case without investigation, we already know who was pretty much behind that. It's the same people that was behind stuff back in the day. I just thought I'd call and say what's up. I tried to call one time, but I got busy. I had to get offline. But I just want to say thanks to you and everybody else for all your content, because you, Harvey, Lisa, sometimes after a leak, because I can't catch everybody, I'm also keeping up with the stuff going on in Africa too. And there's a lot of shadiness over there too. So I like to say sign off and go ahead and keep doing what you're doing, man.
I appreciate it. You have a good one.
You too.
Shout out to Swiss for coming up. That was his first time coming up to the panel. I'm having a lot of first time people coming up, which I do appreciate. Not to, kind of discard the people that come up often, but I always like to have new faces and hear new voices come up and just talk, because I see y'all sometimes in the chat or in the comment section, and I never get an opportunity to engage with y'all like this. So I definitely appreciate that. I heard the ring in my ear, so that means someone's trying to come up or about to come up. We'll see what that's about. Speaking of a usual suspect, Spidey, what's going on? Can you hear me? It says your connection is good. I don't know, but maybe something wrong with your audio.
What's up, Torian?
What's up? I don't know if you're going in and out. I just heard you say my name, but then just went quiet. Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know if it's your connection or whatever it is.
Is it better now?
No, it got worse. Yeah, I think your connection is
How about
not
now?
the best right now because I'm. Huh? Can you say something else? It's like you're coming in and out. Like you say something and it goes quiet, then you come back in and it goes quiet again. What's going on, Nikki?
Can you hear me now?
Black Voltron, salute to you. Try going out and coming back in because I don't know what's going on with your connection. Your connection is not the best right now. And I can look over and see that it isn't. It's in the yellow. It's not even in the green. It kept going in between red and yellow, red and yellow. So I would say leave out and then come back in and see what happens. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you're in a bad spot or whatever the case may be. Black Voltron, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Torian? Can you hear me?
Wait, repeat that. Repeat that. It's kind of it almost sounds like you're kind of far away. And I can hear myself in the background. Like, do you have you like the volume up, or do you have YouTube up, but you don't have it muted?
No, I had you on my phone and stuff. That's why I was downstairs.
Okay.
I just want to say hi, man. I ain't gonna be on long and stuff. Can gentrify out of the West Oakland real quick. So I just wanted to say hi. Appreciate you doing, and I don't know, I haven't been able to keep up like I wanted to. I've been busy, but if you talked about the new Supreme, not Roe v. Wade, but the ruling handed down on the Second Amendment in relationship to being able to have firearms in states like New York, specifically out here in California, which essentially, negates like the what do you call it, the Mumford Law. The Black Panther Party was trying to, protest against and stuff. Basically, we can essentially what that ruling does is allow California, New York, Hawaii, New Jersey, states, I think Maryland too, states that have really restrictive firearms laws. Basically, we start operating like the rest of the country, like down south.
Mhm.
So we can have concealed carry permits, all the restrictions that, especially out here in California, man. All the restrictions we used to have on firearms, man, that shit's over with, dude. We can be just like Florida, we can be just like Alabama, Louisiana, West Virginia, and all the rest of these states where we can just get concealed carry permits. Everybody can be walking around strapped. So I don't know.
Yeah,
The days of people doing wild ass crimes are over with, man.
we shall see.
Hopefully, hopefully. But I know this. As soon as they implement the thing, I'm running out to get mine. I'll be right down at Redstone Firearms picking it up. So I just want to say hi. Appreciate it. Thank peace to you and be one to the fullest to you in the chat.
Appreciate it. And be one to you. All right, we have another person about to come in. Oh, Janessa said, "Does Black Voltron have his volume up?" Yeah, I think that's like the highest it could go. I don't know. I think he was talking through his phone, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's probably what it was. That's probably why the volume was kind of low. That's why you had to like really listening to what he was saying. Oh God, he had to put that damn mask on. We got Kid Gravity up in here with that damn mask again. I said it was either the mask or the wig. And you said you decided to put on the mask. You're muted.
My bad. I should have put on the wig to represent SCOTUS today. I should have taken the white. I should have taken the wife's extensions to represent Ketanji Brown Jackson.
You crazy.
Hey, black women. Good evening to all of you. All those who caped for Ketanji Brown Jackson. How do you feel about her selling y'all out today? I need that question answered. Today, folks, I want y'all to mark this down. June 24th, 2022, she figured out what a woman was. But how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. I'm doing excellent. It's been a very good um week and whatnot. It's been a very good day. Ending off on a pretty interesting note, as we already know. I mean, you kind of
Oh,
talked
yes.
touched on it a little bit
Mm-hmm.
with this
Oh,
right here.
oh yeah, they're starting to assemble for their protest down here. They're starting.
Yeah, I think I was like that's really all that's trending on Twitter right now as it
Mm-hmm.
stands. Yeah, that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much all they're talking about.
All they said is that's a state problem. We don't want no parts. We don't want to see 850,000 writs about let me have my abortion.
Mhm.
What's the problem? But what it was is we got too comfortable talking to the government and them talking back to us.
Hmm. Yeah, I saw what's her name? Maxine Waters. I think
Of
she was out
course.
there, and then she was out there trying to she was out there trying to galvanize black women and whatnot. I said, here she go. I said, I don't think that the people in California forgot about how they got in your face like a couple months ago
Months
about the
ago.
issues that was going on out there. They was like, I forgot what they was, but they was going at her. Like I thought they
Well, it
was
was the
going.
homeless people. She told them to get off the block, and
Yeah, I
they
thought
were
she.
getting at her.
Yeah, I thought they was gonna pull her wig off.
Oh
All
yes, yes,
right, hold
sir.
on. We got another person who wants to join us. It says Trina Jackson. Your camera's kind of.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm doing fine. I just wanted to make a comment about uh I think it was yesterday, the day before yesterday in Dallas, Texas, a video went viral where this lady had a singles mixer.
Big Sir.
Yes, a mixer, and no one showed. They said no men showed up. And then
Mhm.
later on, I saw a video today by somebody else basically said that the men showed up eventually. But I've been hearing comments about, well, men are saying that they're tired of going to those events because they know they're going to get scrutinized and judged like, well, he's not tall, or he looks like he's lame, or he looks like he's broke. Or I just want to know, are men, in particular black men, interested in going to single mixers today?
I'm not single, so I can't answer that.
Well, I can't. Well, I can honestly, I've never been to a single mixer before, so I have no idea like what that atmosphere would actually um be like. But when I saw the first part of the video, I don't know what angle the woman was trying to go for when she recorded that video and only showed that the women were there. And then another video came out and showed that there were men there as well. So I'm trying to figure out what angle was that particular woman going for? Because when they showed the other videos, like where, okay, like where's the whole thing? Like what are you trying to impose? It's almost like you're trying to impose that um black women really are out there by themselves and no one wants to be with them or anything like that. And when it's like you had this video right here, and even the host of the mixer looked like she was having a damn good time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she was like they looked like they was having a good time in the video when it was when the men were there
Right.
and engaging. And I noticed too that the person who recorded that first part of the video, when the men was mostly showing in the videos after that, I didn't see her face. She was nowhere to be found after that. So I think she was trying to push something or push a narrative that didn't work in quite in her favor. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for some black women there because what happened is a lot of people latched onto her video pretty fast and they ran with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I kind of figured that. I just wanted to know. I mean, I was like, well, it seems like black men don't want to show up to those events or because they too afraid of getting scrutinized. And it was all. I've heard other comments about they don't want to deal with the modern woman today, and men today are going to get their passports and they're going overseas and being treated like a king because the modern American woman, especially the modern black American woman, she's just too modern. I don't have time for that.
I I'll give you the best advice possible. Stop listening to them save yourself black men niggas. Those dudes never got pussy in their lives. I'm just gonna be honest with it. A lot of them dudes come out of the black manosphere and they just they hate women, so they figure they can go get ling ling in them, and just because their society is feminine and demure and they cater to men, that's where it is. That's an easy way out. If you can't deal with your own women, you're not going to deal with them because you're going into somebody else's habitat that you have no idea what is going to happen to you. Shout out to David Carradine, by the way. Y'all know where he at.
Right. And how he went out. Ooh.
And how he went out.
He went out.
Because,
Ooh.
hey, Torin, you saw that video with the brother over there, right?
Who?
There's this black guy, he put out a video and went viral. He went over, I think, to Thailand, and all these Asian girls were all over.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly.
All them save yourself black men niggas jumped on that video talking about, yeah, this is what I need to do. I'm like, okay, yeah. So either you gonna get your thing cut off, you gonna find out that's a man, or tsunami gonna get you. So you messed up three ways.
And for those of you who are unaware of the video that Kid Gravity's talking about, there was a video that went viral on social media with this black man from the States. He went over to Thailand and he was walking down the street, and it was like a whole bunch of women from over there who was looking at him like he was a piece of meat. It almost reminds you of the cat.
And you saw how they were touching up on him.
Yeah, like one of them actually was bold enough to come up and grab him we adults. He grabbed his dick, like literally grabbed his dick, like right there as he was walking.
Yeah.
And even heard one of them say BBC, like she literally said BBC. Like if you heard like listen to it, that's what she yelled out. Because like really over there, all them women, they're really like sex workers. So that's really what they
or boys.
That too. You got to watch for them too, because a lot of them
yes,
have that third gender.
Yes,
I learned
everybody.
I learned about that third gender when I was in college. When I had my sociology class, I learned about that third gender, and they are frequent over there in Thailand. So you definitely got to be careful. So, but yeah, that's really all it was there for.
Yes, tomorrow is Michael Jackson did die 12 years Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
But yes, everybody asking. David Carradine did go over to Thailand, and he tried to do that thing where that stuff, and he ended up choking himself to death.
So to death, that was why when I heard about that, I said, what the hell did he do? And I was like, I said that should go into 1,000 Ways to Die. That should be one of the 1,000 Ways to Die. Is that right there? That's crazy. I said,
but that dude was a coon. That dude was a coon and a bed bug.
That's crazy. But hold on, I got some more people that's trying to come in as well. I got 3 people that's trying to come in. Hold on, let's see. You got Spidey, Afro, and JDW. What's going on?
Oh, Narmer, he choked himself. You got to go look up that story. I can't say it on here. I don't want to mess my man's platform.
It's a wild, like the whole.
It's a wild story.
Just type in the Google David Carradine's death, and it'll break down how it happened. It's crazy. And you'll see why I said it should be on one of the 1,000 Ways to Die.
Yeah.
And I used to like that show, 1,000 Ways to Die. I remember watching that show late at night. I used to really like that show.
Hey, Afro, was it your city on one of them?
Here we go.
Okay, I'll give you that. That was quick, and I like that. That was smooth.
But yeah, what's going on with y'all? To those who just came up, and Spidey, I don't know if your audio is still in and out or whatever the case may be, but your connection, I don't know what's going on with your connection. It's like it goes from the red and the green. Go ahead, Afro.
Yeah, I'm good. I wanted to pop in. I'm not gonna be able to be on that long because I got to go run and handle something real quick. But I wanted to pop in, show my support, to the channel. There was something I wanted to touch up on too, and I know you guys have discussed this earlier with the Roe v. Wade situation, because that's the only thing I see trending. Did anybody see Joe Biden's speech about that?
Yes.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
He's the greatest.
To be what I picked up on, what I picked up on is Joe Biden literally said, this is tragic. What about blah, blah, blah. And he said, the only way we can reverse this is if you guys elect more Supreme Court, if we have more people in the Supreme Court. So you guys need to make sure you get out there and vote. Because originally, I really wasn't going to touch on this. I'm all like, this really isn't a black people problem. I do have some opinions, and I probably was going to voice my opinions in a live stream, which I probably still am going to do. But I just noticed Joe Biden is trying to slide in the, oh my God, look at what's happening. You guys got to vote. You guys got to vote now. Like they're tying this into everything. And I'm like, that seems very interesting. This seems very interesting how all of the policies that you guys want to happen are happening. And then this policy is, oh my God, look how powerful the Republicans are. Make sure you vote. So I'm like, what I suspect is that a lot of them allowed this to happen because a lot of Democrats are secretly against abortion too. So what I suspect is a lot of them allowed this to happen. And then they're going to be all like, oh my God, we got to vote them out, guys, we got to vote. We got to vote.
That's the trick bag. Because like I was telling Kid when he first came up here, Max Waters did the same thing. Like she was trying to galvanize black women to go out there and vote because they know who to lean heavily on when it comes to the whole voting thing. And then it's a trick bag thing. They're using this to get votes, and I hope that it does not work. Just like what's his name, Cornell the cornball, the one who said we got to scare the hell out of black people to get them to go vote. I said, what is that for you to go and say to people to try to use a scare tactic such as I'm going to scare the hell out of you? Those are his words to go and vote for them, and he's one of those vote blue no matter who type of people.
I have a question for the panel. Did anybody go check on Afeni X today?
Who?
The chick that we did the video on that was yelling about abortions. She had a miscarriage.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
The Afeni X chick.
The Afeni X.
I'm gonna get her link. You know, Torian, you did a video on her.
Recently?
I think it was a couple. You said you did yours a couple years ago. You knew about her.
Afeni X.
Yeah, that Red is Ari chick on Twitter.
Hmm.
Wait, I'm gonna get the link for you.
Oh,
When you see her, when you see her face, you'll know.
I had to type it into YouTube, and I see you did a video about her. As a matter of fact, your video was the first one that popped up.
Nice.
Torian,
man.
I have a question when you get
What's that?
time. The review that you did
Mhm.
on the ISIS papers, first off, excellent, masterful
Appreciate
review.
it.
Mhm.
Appreciate it.
When you started reading it, did you plan on doing a review at first? Were you like, I'm gonna read this and do a review, or what made you decide to do a book review? Because that's the first time you said you've done that. So
Was because when I had announced that I had got the book and said I was going to be reading it, a lot of people had asked me early on, can I talk about the book when I was done? I had a lot of people ask me about it, but I didn't want to just do it as a pre-recorded video because it's so much in that book. That's 25 chapters. So that kind of would have been hard for me to just do a pre-recorded video. So I decided to go ahead and do a live stream behind it. And I think that was the best option to do. That way, if I do this again with another book, I'll do it the same exact way as I did with that one. And it was a success. I had a lot of good feedback. A lot of people said they enjoyed it. Like I said, it's a point where people ask me, can I read certain books, not just because of the knowledge that's in the book, but because they want me to do another one of those kind of streams. And I think that's good to do too, because that's outside of my realm, and it's not something that I have to do frequently. Like I do these live streams every single week. At least I know with that one, it just happens when I'm done reading the book. And those can happen like every couple of months, and it is what it is. The kid, you look like you saw a ghost.
You
Wow.
got to see this tweet. Nah, I got to send you this tweet. Wait a minute. You got to see this. Where is it?
but
Dude,
while you're looking up the tweet, Torian, let me ask you: is there anything else, any other book that you're planning on getting into? Any
I
future
kind of want to get to the other Queen Mother's book. And the other Queen Mother is Shahrazad Ali. I want that Black Men's Guide.
That's gonna be a good one.
I kind of want.
That is gonna be a good one.
I kind of want to get into that. I feel like I'll be dipping into shark infested waters with that one. But
Oh no, I did one on that. It was.
I said
Get a woman with you. Get a woman with you. It'll go a lot easier.
Oh yeah.
Get a woman with
You're
you.
gonna be called all the names in the
Names
book
in the book.
once you get to.
You know what's so crazy? It's interesting that you said that, kid, because there's only one person I can think of who does YouTube videos who I would prefer to discuss that book with. Only one comes to mind, and I know this person personally, and I know if I reached out to them, they would be all for it. And if I had them on my channel when we did this, oh my God, between my followers and her followers, it would be a wrap. Because she has a pretty decent following too. And some of the people, without me even saying her name, will probably know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I already feel like I'm 99.9% sure of who you're referring to.
Yeah, go do that.
And look, I'm looking at your tweet right now, kid. And look at who's mostly in the crowd. PC women.
Yep.
What have I told you?
Do you see how she ended off that tweet, that her speech?
She said just close her remarks with socialism is possible, and the crowd at the Supreme Court cheered loudly. You talking about that tweet or another?
Yeah, no, that one.
I keep and again, it's another Black woman doing. I keep telling people, I said, Black women, this is not your fight. Stay. I said,
she's
stay
not black.
out of it.
She's not black. She's a tether.
Well, she's melanated. I'll put it like that.
She's black. Let's not do that.
I'm gonna do it.
Let's
Listen,
not do that argument anymore, please.
No, okay. Listen, I did it in my review, so I'm choosing violence. Whatever.
Oh, and
she hit her flags in front of white boys.
Tom Petty and Jerome Williams actually were the two people that got the person's name right in the chat of who I would prefer to discuss that book with. And I said that because I've compared her to her. She reminds me a lot of her, a lot. Like if you look at her content, it's like literally looking at a Shahrazad Ali clone.
Yes, sir.
Like so, I said.
Wait, do you have the book?
I don't have it. I said that's why I said I need to get it. I said if I get it, then yeah.
Because I know she sells it on eBay. She sells it on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be really that hard to find. I just go and like type it into Google and just order it. But yeah, she set the world ablaze back in the day when she came up with that
Oh,
book.
yes, she did.
And
yes, she did.
she's still getting hate for it to this day.
Oh yes.
So that means it's a lot of truth in that book. So yeah, she's very heavily, but she's really heavily respected, especially amongst pretty much every black man for the most part, unless he's a simp, you know, that's literally hiding underneath the skirt of what we call the gynocracy. But we ain't gonna get into all of that. But yeah, I would definitely get that book and read it, and I would definitely do that as a collab with her.
That's a smart idea.
Yeah, so because I think she would be the perfect person to actually do that for. Now that you mentioned that.
Yeah. That book is gonna change your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We definitely do need to get that out here because we have we got to get our family situation back together. We got to get. I mean, and Shahrazad Ali she hit the target on the mark. She whatever the term is, she was on the money with that. She was on point with everything she was saying back in that book. And I haven't read the whole book. I've seen a couple chapters here and there, so I need to read that book. I'll admit, but that's definitely something that needs to be revised.
It is on Amazon for $25.
Wait, is that the last copy? Because sometimes it says it's the last copy.
I'm looking at it right now. Only nine left in stock.
Yeah, I would prefer you get it from her directly, though. I think it would be better if you got it from her directly. But it's Amazon. You'll get it. You'll get it in like 3 days.
Yeah, it said if I was to order it today, I would get it between the 1st and the 11th.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I think that might be. I think I like the tagline. It says "Read it before she does."
Read it before she does.
I thought
like even the back. You just gotta screenshot the back and just put that on Twitter.
I think that might actually be my next book because I always mention her and Dr. Frances Cress Wilson. I always call them the Queen Mothers for a reason. It's because the type of knowledge they put out here is like it's something that is priceless. But I will tell you this: if they held a seminar, I would pay for it. Like honestly,
yes, sir.
I would.
And I like that. And I like that. That she's still here. Unfortunately, Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, she passed back, I believe, in 2016. So, but at least we have Shahrazad Ali here. And you know what? When she passes on, I would not be surprised if the vast majority of the people that go to her funeral are black men. With that book, they be like,
"Oh yeah."
If they say hold up,
the manosphere will show up.
And listen, they say hold up your hymn. That's the hymn right there. they be like, here it is right here.
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. I got someone else who wants to come in. Zaire. Can you hear me?
And shout out to all the coons that followed her on the daytime TV circuit. Shout out to them.
Oh, she was hilarious back in the day. She used to get them people in check.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
I gotta go real quick. I just wanted to, stop by, give my support, give you your salutes, and ask you a couple questions. But if I have a little bit of time, I know you've been on for over an hour now, but if I have a little bit of time, I might hop back in. But I gotta go handle something.
I'm gonna probably be on here.
Stay safe out there, brother.
I'm gonna probably be on here till like 8 because I usually like to do it for 2 hours.
Okay, all right. You all take care.
Yeah, stay safe out there.
Okay, cool.
You too.
Yeah.
All right.
But yes, sir, man. I'm telling you, this book. I
think that might be my my next read. I don't want to just jump right into it.
No, you gotta let this book marinate on your soul for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's 185 pages. You gotta let it marinate.
Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing.
But I know, but you gotta have to take notes. This book makes you take notes.
And I like that. And I like that what it was written back then, it still applies today. That's one thing I like about those type of books is when it can be written a long time ago and it can still apply through. It literally transcends decades and it's transcending generations. You're talking about a book that was written back in the late 80s and it still applies to 2022. As a matter of fact, one could argue and say that what the condition got worse,
Yeah.
since the release of that book. Because I remember, like, I would go on, like on YouTube and look up different clips of her being interviewed, and how some people in the audience would get so riled up, they would get so mad. Like, you had, like, mainly a lot of black women get so mad at her. It's basically because she broke what they would call black woman code. You wasn't supposed to go out and air their dirty laundry. You weren't supposed to tell their secrets or anything like that. Like, it wasn't supposed to be something to be put out there for public consumption. And they, like, literally, like, she would tell stories about, like, all the type of disdain that she would get, even down to threats she would receive because of that book. So yeah, I think that might be my next piece of literature that I'm going to.
And you gotta remember too, they were also pissed off because you gotta remember, she said in the book, if you disobey your man, you get an open hand slap in the mouth. Like, she advocated for that.
Now that one, I remember hearing that part
Yeah.
a lot about the book, and I think that's the part where a lot of black women really got upset, was with that part right there, and that's the part a lot of them hung on to the most. But I'm sure in the book she explained why she.
No,
said
she
that.
did, and a lot of them didn't realize that she's talking from an Islamic background, and a lot of them were Christians, so they couldn't process that. But boy, them codes were running out there.
Okay, yeah. Could you imagine if a majority of black people had to live under an Islamic rule? Some of them would probably leap out of a window. A very high window at that.
They go in there, they can't get their chicken wings and fried chicken and French fries every Friday on payday.
No pork.
And they gotta be sundown they gotta pray 5 times a day. They can't. It's not that we couldn't do it. It's just gonna be a hell of an adjustment.
Yeah.
And we need structure out here.
And it's crazy that you said it, because, like, when you were saying that, like, if I read the book and I do another stream talking about it, to have a woman up there with me, because the person that I'm talking about, she's Muslim. She's FBA, but she's Muslim by faith. So she definitely understands the narrative. She definitely completely understands. That's even more reason why I keep saying she's like a clone of her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she might be maybe the closest, but we know what the white media did trying to clone Shahrazad, aka Queen Latifah. I'm choosing violence today. They tried to say, "Hey, Queen, you're gonna dress like her, you're gonna sound like her, because we got to get this. She's making way too much noise." And she went out and did it, and she got a TV show out of it. Shout out to her. And a talk show.
Remember Sister Soldier?
Oh yes.
That was Sister Soldier was real radical back in the day. I remember when she was on that episode of A Different World, the one where they did the episode about Rodney King. That's the episode right there that got the show canceled. They took. I remember watching Unsung Hollywood on TV One, and they were talking about A Different World. And they always wanted to know why that was the last season. Like, why did the season end the way it did, almost like it was rushed? Because they said, with the whole Rodney King situation, they said that we're going to do the episode around Dwayne and Whitley's honeymoon of them getting caught up in the riots of Rodney King. And they said, if you air this episode, we're pulling the plug on your show. This will be your last season. And they said, okay, bet. We're going to do it anyway. It's a risk that we took, and they did it. And guess what? They got a call from NBC and said, that was okay. Y'all wanted to play hardball? Bet we gonna play it harder. Your show's done. It's canceled. And that was their last season. And they ended up getting blackballed from other networks because they said they had enough material to carry on at least 2 more seasons of the show. They said they went everywhere, and NBC got on the horn and said, if a show called A Different World calls up to you trying to shop their show around for their last couple of seasons, do not say no. Do not say yes to them. So they got on the phone with Fox, WB, CBS, BT, all of them, and said no.
They couldn't even go on the UPN before UPN was UPN.
Yeah, like they literally shut the door and slammed the door in their face and was like, "That's not going to happen." Because like I said, Sister Soldier wasn't one of those episodes. But I do give kudos to the creators of the show for even taking that risk, because a lot of people would not take that risk today. So
Yeah, but you also got to remember they took that risk when they did the R word episode. They took the risk when they did when they went to jail. Um, the one where they did about the Iraq War when Dwayne's man was about to go to the war and he didn't want him to go. I mean, they took
yeah.
risks.
Yeah, they really did. A Different World really shine a light on black students at an HBCU. I'm gonna be honest. When I used to watch A Different World, I used to think Hillman was a real school. I used to think Hillman College was a real school,
It's a real
and
HBCU.
like a real HBCU. Like I'm thinking to myself, I want to go to Hillman. When I get to that level of of academia, I want to go to Hillman only to find out that it actually wasn't a real school. And I said, man, oh well, it is what it is. At least I got Hillman on TV, but they really did touch on.
Y'all can watch it on Amazon Prime. I think it's still on Prime. They haven't taken it off yet.
Yeah, like they literally touched on a lot of heavy topics that should have been talked about or touched on. And I think Bill Cosby said it that way because on the Cosby Show, they didn't touch on those topics. So Bill Cosby said, you know what? Why don't I create a show about an HBCU, a fictional HBCU? My daughter's going to this school, and whatever topics that the fans want to hear about that wasn't on my show, we can put it on this show. And I still, and this is still my creation, so I'm gonna still get paid off of it and put it there. Now, I would say in the first season when Lisa Bonet was on there, it was kind of like a soft thing. It still had that Cosby Show kind of flavor to it. Right. But it wasn't until she left the show and they put Whitley in the lead, and then that's when they really got it. Real. You know what happened? You know what happened? They brought in Debbie Allen.
Yep.
And when they brought in Debbie Allen, that's when the show really ramped it up and they started talking about a lot of different things. To this day, still to this day, one of the most difficult episodes to watch is the one with Tisha Campbell when she said she had AIDS.
Yeah.
That episode was, I said that was some of the best acting I've seen Tisha Campbell ever do in her career. That was the one Whoopi Goldberg was the teacher.
Sure,
and they had to go in there, they had to stand up and talk about the obituaries. And that's when she stood up there and told her classroom that she had AIDS. And that was at a time when AIDS was still fairly new. It was still fresh.
Yeah, and everybody was like, oh, if you cough on me, you got AIDS.
Yes. Like no one knew that AIDS could only be through like blood transmission, like or through bodily fluids, I should say.
Right.
So like that, I thought that was a very good, episode for them to do. Another one that that they really hit hard on was of course like the one that they had Dean Cain on.
That was the racism one.
Yeah, when they had spray painted the car.
But that wasn't even him though.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It was somebody. Else. But it was like that was a very hard hitting episode too. Yeah. I remember the episode. They deal with domestic abuse with the Gina character.
With Gina,
when she was getting beat on. I thought it was. I said even though we really don't care for Jada Pinkett Smith, I would say on that show I liked her character because she was literally holding it down for her friends. Like when he was trying to come back to Gina, she had that metal dustpan, the old metal dustpan that would cut you. She had that thing like she was about to cut his ass. I said that B-more was coming out.
Yes, sir. Oh, remember when she almost burned the dorm down and Whitley got on code.
Yeah,
she got on code.
Yeah, she almost burnt the door.
This is for you, Nikki. This is for you, Nikki. I got to do it for the folk.
What's up,
You're
JD
still cool with Jada personally? That's great.
Yo.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's good. How's everything? How's everything? Good.
Everything's good.
But yo, I was the one who commented on the Crimson Krill. You should really get that book from Shahrazad Ali. Mm-hmm. You really should get that book and do a review. It's very important. I mean,
well, you got to get all six, brother. He's got to get all six.
Yeah, of course. But one thing I've been noticing, a lot of black women who followed this blueprint, they were the ones who was criticizing her all them years ago. Like I'm gonna give you what's that chick's name? Ayana something?
Ayana Van Zandt. Oh, she was following her everywhere.
She was all over the audience criticizing everywhere. And now she's talking about she give up on helping black women fix their lives and their relationship problems. I'm like, really? Like, excuse my language, really, bitch? You literally was criticizing the great Shahrazad Ali for damn near 15 to 20 years. She been telling your ass that these black women, and I hate to say it, we're not supposed to be calling them modern women. Modern women is just a code word. It's black women. You,
I was getting ready. I was
come
getting
on,
ready.
like seriously.
I was like ready, waiting for someone to say that because I said I know I'm not crazy because every time I kept seeing that term modern woman, I kept seeing it be attached a lot to a particular group of women.
It's black woman, Tori. Period. It's black woman. You look at the entire manosphere. First of all, let's do a little history of the manosphere. It started in 2000. Yeah. It literally started in 2014 by white men as a social club. Okay? And then it was literally given to black men because black men only bump them motherfucking gums about black women. Okay? White men don't need the so-called manosphere. They run the damn country. Who's the president of the United States right now? Think about that, man. Like, come on. Like I said before, what black men in the bitch ass manosphere is doing, they're trying to show videos of other races of men talking about their women. But everybody knows when you step outside into the streets, into other communities, you don't see the preaching of what black men in the manosphere are practicing on YouTube. You're not going to see it, and you never will see it. Now, you was talking about that black man who was traveling in Thailand and that viral video. Listen, I work at an airport for 6 years and counting. And I'm going to tell you right now, I work with over 25 airlines, and I barely see black men travel. I'm talking about both domestic and internationally. Okay? First of all, it costs too much to travel. The starting price is about $450 for a ticket, not to mention baggage, not to mention connecting flights, which you got to pay more. And also, it depends on the date. And most times, most people travel in the summertime. It's always the busiest.
Yes, sir.
So the thing that's mind-boggling is that a lot of black men claim that they're traveling and they claim that they got all this. They're invested in real estate. I'm talking about the winosphere, but they're not doing that. They're working them bullshit ass jobs. I'm telling you, they're not making that much money. Okay, no other race of men is doing this. Name me an Asian manosphere. Name me a East Indian manosphere. You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find a Hispanic manosphere. You're not gonna find it, despite the fact that we congregate with Hispanic people on a daily basis. Try to date their woman and see what their fathers do.
It's funny you mentioned that before you go. It's funny you brought about the Hispanic woman up because there was a tweet I saw on Twitter where it was this guy, it was a black man. He was discussing a story about his friend that is now engaged to this Mexican woman. And they said they've been dating for about 2 years and they just got engaged like maybe a couple months ago. And in his story, he was saying how he never met his fiance's family until recently. And I said, wait a minute, you've been with this woman for 2 years and you're just now meeting her family and you got engaged to her before you met the family?
You sure it's not 90 Day Fiance?
I said he is a new fool because there is no way in hell that I'm not meeting your family before I get engaged to you.
So you think
what part? And you've been dating for 2 years. Like what part of the game is that? I said, I'm glad that people in the comment section were not mad at her, but more mad at him because that's where the anger should be directed at. Like you are dating this woman. And the reason I'm bringing that because you said you had mentioned Hispanic. This is a black man that's engaged to a Mexican woman, and you never met her family. And she never like brought up her family to you. You never asked her about her family, or you asked about to meet her family, and she kind of was standoffish, and you went with that. And then also, he said when he finally met the family, he said that the women in the family were nice to him, but the men in the family they kind of had to warm up to him. They were the ones that was kind of about him at first.
Like, see, nailed it. Men, I'm telling you, the men don't fuck with other races of men when it comes to their woman. Okay, it's unfortunate for black men, and I have to keep it all the way 1,000. Black men have no choice but to go into these other communities to see if they can get the woman. But at the end of the day, they have to deal with the men who have a next to zero tolerance policy when it comes to black men, especially black men going after their woman. Okay, all right. It's going to. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I was I dated a Hispanic woman when I was coming up, when I was in my 20s. It took me a damn near 4 years to get her father to like me, and then I literally gave up because I know, first of all, there was a little bit of language barrier to it. That's the one thing black men don't fail to realize, and they're not going to admit, especially those motherfuckers in the manosphere. They're not going to admit it. It's language barrier. A lot of Hispanic women in this country don't speak English that good. I'm just keeping the buck. I'm just keeping the buck. So that and dealing with especially the fathers, shit, man. That's a whole super obstacle.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comment that Ricky12 had put. He said, "I'm in California. These Mexicans don't like black folks. Period." Listen, after being in LA for a week, it's just crazy how Mexican heavy just LA is, especially depending on what part you're in. Like, well, the part that I was in, the part I was in, which was in East LA near Pasadena, it's a lot of Mexicans and Asians over there. But if you go like to West LA, that's where a lot of black people
are.
Well, at least the small enclave of black people that's left, because like California is overran.
California
with
is
Mexicans
California.
Right now.
California is Mexico, man. If you in California live in Southern California, you're probably gonna be the only black person there. You might be lucky if you see about a couple, damn near about 200 people, 200 black people living there, but it's literally being taken over by the Mexicans in the 80s. Like,
Facts.
You're not gonna you're not gonna.
You might have to go to Baldwin Hills next time, Torian.
Nah, that's true.
I actually did. When I was in LA, I got taken to Baldwin Hills. It is beautiful up there. It is beautiful.
How is Baldwin Hills? What is the population up there for black people in Baldwin Hills? Because I heard it's dwindling. A lot of people moving out there.
Baldwin Hills is like the Black Beverly Hills. It's a lot of successful black people that live there. I remember when I was up there, and it was like this little, I'm not gonna say a track, but some people work out up there. And I saw this black man. He was dressed in his scrubs, so I'm guessing he works in a hospital setting. And his wife was out there, and she was a black woman, and she was like helping him with his stuff to go on about his day. And she kissed him goodbye, and he drove off and went to work, and that was pretty much it. And the homes up there are beautiful. The homes in Baldwin Hills the homes in Baldwin Hills are really nice. And like I said, LA, California, period, but LA has a lot of hills. There's a lot of hills, steep hills too.
Yeah.
And Baldwin Hills sits like it's like layers and layers and layers. It's not like all just one. Like, you drive around, but it's a really nice area. Like, you could just walk around there. You have your dog, walk your dog, run, jog. It's nice and quiet up there. It's like literally being in two different worlds. Because you got to think, when I went to LA and they took me to Baldwin Hills, you see Baldwin Hills, and it's also a nice place called Ladera Heights, which is on the lower part of, like, Baldwin Hills sits more upper, Ladera Heights is more lower. And Ladera Heights is where a lot of ball players who played for the Lakers used to live at before they moved the location of where the stadium, where the arena is now. And when they used to be at the Forum, they used to live in Ladera Heights because it was closer. But it's just like I said, it's just really, really nice up there. Like, the homes are nice. It's real clean. I had no problem with Baldwin Hills when I saw it, because I always want to see what was Baldwin Hills like. Especially, remember that show they used to have called Baldwin Hills on BET back in the day? Yeah. So when I saw that, and I said, let me go see what Baldwin Hills is looking like. But it's really nice up there, and it's way different. And then, of course, it's like night and day. when you see Baldwin Hills and then you go down to where
To
the hood is
Crenshaw,
at,
the
yes,
Crenshaw district,
Crenshaw, Watts, Compton,
something,
Mm-hmm.
Fig.
Fig.
Mm-hmm. Big
Well, let me just
Take
say,
a
Fig. That's where all
57
all
and
the
big.
Instagram models are at.
yes. That's where all the street
Yeah.
models are.
that's where all the
I knew
IG
you was going
models
to
are at.
say
I'm
that.
gonna just,
How,
I
I'm
knew
gonna
you
just,
was
I'm
going
gonna
to
just put
say
it
that.
like
wait,
that. That's where all
how
the IG
did
models
Tariq
are.
say it? How did Tariq say it that time? You take a pig, put it in a wig, give her a gig, and put her on
Put on
Fig.
Fig. Yeah, exactly. Yep, yep. Figueroa. That whole trip. To those of y'all in the chat who have
In a
never been
wig.
to LA, Figueroa or Fig. That's where mainly all the prostitutes are at in LA, like in
Crazy.
that area right there. And I remember when I was being taken there and they were like giving me a tour. They out in broad daylight. It don't matter. They don't just come out at night. The freaks don't just come out at night on Fig. They come out during the day too. And like they actually have a motel right there. And you can tell it's like one of them sleazy motels, so you already know what goes down over there. Like that's where they take their, take their johns at. They do their thing, get paid, and rotate them and bring the next one in.
Bring the next
Yeah.
one.
So that, and that
Tori,
and
let me ask
Fig
you.
and Fig is a long street. Fig is a long street. It
Yes,
doesn't just
yes.
like it's a very long street. It literally Fig will start in like in a more almost like off of a residential area before it goes into downtown. Because Fig kind of ends where downtown begins.
Begins, yeah.
Yeah. So like once you
Mm-hmm.
like if you like go to the like now it's called the it used to be called the Staples Center, but now it's called the Crypto.com
Cri-
Arena. It's called the Crypto.com Arena.
Shout
That's what
out
they
to
changed it.
LeBron.
If like right up in there is around the time when Fig ends. So if you think about where that part is and go all the way back, that all of that is Fig.
Yeah, that's got to be the longest road in the state of California. If you talking about going all the way into the only stadium the only stadium in that area, about a 25-mile radius. Wow, it's crazy. But let me ask you a question, Toreen.
Mm-hmm.
When you was there, did you see a lot of homeless black people over there?
Yeah, yes. Down there on
Oh man,
Skid Row.
oh man.
Yeah, on
I heard
Skid
it's I
Skid
heard
yeah,
it's
Skid
horrible over there.
Yeah, Skid Row is devastating. Like I remember because when I was going down when I was being taken down on Fig, I left my phone at the spot that where I was at because I had a charger. It was almost dead. I'm glad that I didn't take it with me because it was devastating. And I said that in my live stream when I was talking about my trip to LA. Skid Row is very devastating to look at. It's very depressing. I will say that. Like, and Skid Row is not just one street; it's multiple blocks. All you see is a bunch of tents and
Mm,
trash bag, and it's a dirty street. It's like not clean at all. And down there's homeless people, people with their kids, people who are junkies, people who are maybe trying to recover. You have lines of people going to soup kitchens. It's very depressing, and most of the people down there on Skid Row are black. It's a lot
mm.
of black people that's down there on
Yeah, a
Skid
lot of
Row.
veterans too.
Yeah, a
Veterans
lot of
too. Yep, I
veterans
was
who,
going to say
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I was going
yeah,
to say that.
a lot of vets who can't get into the VA. It's very depressing. So if anybody goes to LA and they get a chance to go and see Skid Row, it's really hard to look at. It's very hard to watch.
Yeah.
Now I gotta know, how was
It's-
the In-N-Out burger? Because I know you went.
I went to In-N-Out on the first day, and
Nice.
I enjoyed it. I didn't like the line. Listen, In-N-Out has a line no matter which one you go to. Because I remember I went to one. The line was literally outside of the parking lot and on the curb. Like you had to like sit there on the curb, and I didn't like how they had it structured. Like they have a big parking lot, but they made a makeshift drive-through that was going through like a maze. And I'm like, if y'all had cut down on that, many people could have just parked and went inside. But I guess that's because they wanted to cut down on people being inside, maybe
Right.
due to Woover or something like that. So,
Right.
yeah. So the line was long on one. I said, let me go see if I can find another one. Went there, that line was on. So I said, you know what? I might as well just stay. It took me about 15 minutes to get through that entire line,
wow.
honestly,
Wow.
to get to that in and
Some,
out line. But it was worth it though because I enjoyed it. And I always say if you get in and out and you get the make sure you get if you're gonna get the fries, get the animal style fries because In and Out does not season their fries. Them fries is dry.
Yes, sir.
Without the animal style fries, those fries do not taste good. But the burger was good. I did enjoy the burger. I will say too, I had a lot of Mexican food too. I had a lot of Mexican food.
Check. Go play.
That's
go
right.
Draw for the check.
That's right.
But
Hey,
Zaire,
you know them feminists today are saying cut the umbilical cord.
Right.
Yo, Maxine
Yeah, but-
Waters is losing her goddamn mind, man. Like, what
You just figured this out, brother?
No, man. Like, listen, I'm just like,
Listen, she yelled
I'm
at
thinking-
homeless people
I'm
in her district. Come on now.
wow, man. Well, yo, it's just insane right now. But like I
I
said
can't
before,
wait till July when I start banging on all of them. I can't wait. I might have to get me a
can't wait to see
Maxine
all-
wig. I gotta get me a Maxine
Yeah.
wig for that show.
Yo, I can't wait to see all these Democrats lose in the primaries this year.
They're not all gonna
I
lose.
hope they-
That's the
I
problem.
hope-
They're not all gonna lose.
Val
Val Demings just won her election. I just want black folks to understand
But
that
what's more,
she just won her election.
I'm looking at the people talking in the chat. I was looking at the people talking in the chat, and I keep thinking about food in LA and all the Mexican spots that are out there. Like, man, the taco trucks are in heavy rotation out there.
Were
It's
they
a lot of-
seasoned? Because you know how Afro said he had his food and it wasn't seasoned.
Hold on, right quick. Shout out to Janesta for the super chat. She said, "Enjoyed the
Cool.
discussion as usual. I appreciate it."
Yeah.
So, kid, who won? Who won again? You said?
No, Val Demings dropped her ad for her Senate run against Marco Rubio, and she already said, "Hey, defund the police is a stupid idea." So I said she just won. She just won her election in Florida.
Yeah, she done hopped.
You guys
she
hear
is
me?
hot. Yeah,
Yes,
we can hear you. She hopped on the Ron DeSantis train, or as I call him, Ron the Snowflake.
I'm telling you,
Satan.
people, Ron DeSantis is going to win in 2024.
Oh,
Who
what's
can
an
run against
unpopular opinion?
Hello?
You said an unpopular opinion?
Yes, sir.
What's that?
I know what the race is going to be in 2024.
What's that?
It's going to be Donald Trump versus Matthew McConaughey. Mark that.
Matthew McConaughey
Yes, sir.
What?
for president?
Right?
He's going to run into Democrat. Watch.
Matthew McConaughey.
If Trump runs, they're going to run Matthew McConaughey out there. I guarantee you.
Hey, nobody expected Trump to even run and win, so I will hold.
No,
that.
he's
What
going to
day
win in
is it?
2024 if he runs. If he gets the nomination,
today-
he's going to win.
I wasn't expecting you to say Matthew McConaughey. I'm thinking that
They made at that press conference he did about Uvalde, they made him look like Clinton. Go watch it again.
Oh,
They're gonna pull him. They're gonna have him run.
So basically, what you're trying to say is they're gonna try to pull a Arnold Schwarzenegger. No,
Yes.
I'll say a Ronald Reagan because
No.
Ronald Reagan used to be
No, they're gonna pull a Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
The Democrats are gonna pull a Schwarzenegger.
Ronald Reagan was heavy with a lot of politicians before he ran. That's how he won. Arnold Schwarzenegger was
Right.
he
was at least a governor.
Carlson said it's
He was
Matthew
the governor.
cutting the check. I don't know.
Matthew not cutting the check, except for Hispanics and white people. He ain't cutting the check for black folks.
But I told people that if Ron DeSantis was to run, I said he would probably be worse than Trump. I said just look at the policies that he's doing just for the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I said imagine those policies on a federal level.
I've been on LB, you know LB touring. I've been on his streams a lot, and we've been talking about Ron DeSantis a lot. He's been heavily on the news, and you talked about him a lot in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
I
talked about him more than I would like, but it is what it is. But speaking of somebody who got their comeuppance recently, Vernon Jones, you should know about this kid, Gravity.
Yes, sir.
He lost a couple.
You know what
days
sucks?
ago.
I actually advocated for this man.
Before what he said.
I advocated for him when he left the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, and he was actually talking some sense. And now this happened. Here come the coons.
Then he said,
Coon chain is coming.
Yeah,
Coon chain is coming.
Then he said that straight white men need a pride month.
You know he listened to Jesse Lee Peterson. You know that.
Yo, what's going on with Jesse Lee Peterson? What's going on with him?
What isn't going on with him? What is it?
He's getting broken by white supremacy. That's what's going
Yeah.
on. They
Well,
figured out his number got pulled.
But
Ever
yeah,
since he got caught with that homosexual thing on Twitter, yeah, he's been done.
Yeah.
and he still thinks he's
Well,
in. That's the thing. He's
Yes, sir.
delusional. He still thinks he's in. But yeah,
well,
someone had told me in the comment section that what I did about Bernard Jones yesterday, that he was crowd surfing it with MAGA. I didn't want to
Yes.
believe it until I looked it up, or someone sent it to me, and I said, "Oh my God." I said,
Mhm.
this,
Oh, yeah.
and then to make matters worse for himself, this man said he was the Black Donald Trump.
Yes.
I said that's about as bad as Eric Adams saying he's the Joe Biden of New York,
Brooklyn.
of Brooklyn.
Yo, shout out to the Supreme Court for making the gun laws legal in New York. Okay, concealed carry.
You know what
concealed
that's
carry in New
for,
York.
right? You know what that's for, right? That's for the crime bill.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Then
Unfortunately.
they're not slick. They know New Yorkers don't. They're gonna just start shooting each other. It's gonna look like Chicago, and then they're
I
gonna
said
start
especially since
saying.
New York. I said especially since New York has already had strict gun laws for so long.
Mhm.
So they give them gun
you know-
laws. People ain't gonna know how to act.
Yeah, you know what really offends me about this? I've been hearing the last 5 years. I live in New York. I've been hearing the last 5 years that they was going to shut down Rikers Island, and yet they haven't shut it down. Now
They can't shut Rikers down.
They can't shut it down. I be telling people like every single time they try to convince me it's going to happen, I get offended. I be telling them a new crime bill is on its way, and they're going to stack these niggas up at the Golden State Warriors. Bro, I'm telling you.
And y'all's
They're gonna stack
Kuntanji
them
is gonna
up.
be she's gonna be the tiebreaker vote, and she's gonna vote for it.
She's gonna be.
I said we gonna see where black people's heads are at as a collective. And shout out to Project Leroy for the Cash App. I said we're gonna find out where black people's heads are at come these midterms in November. That's what I'm going to like. I said I think collectively Black America is going to be really looking at what happens in November with these midterms, because I said whatever happens with these midterms is probably going to reflect what happens 2 years from now.
Yes,
so
sir.
I said, Black people, I said y'all better get your acting. I already know where I'm at. I said no tangibles,
No vote.
no vote. I
Y'all
don't
got
care.
4 minutes to wake up.
I don't care what Cornell the cornball said, talking about we gonna scare the hell. You don't scare me. You ain't gonna scare me. I'm not gonna take my booty to the poll. I said cut the check.
Stacey Abrams gonna. I can see a lot of black politicians in the South losing. Stacey Abrams is definitely gonna lose.
And speaking of Stacey Abrams, when I saw that trending on Twitter yesterday, Kid Gravity, I immediately screenshotted it and tagged you in it. And I said you called it, because we always had conversations about Stacey Abrams. And when I saw what that said in particular, I said that's what Kid Gravity kept on talking about when it came to Stacey Abrams. She is literally giving more money to the police, all so she can get that vote.
Yep. She got to get them white folk down in South Georgia. She got to get them.
That's what she wants.
The McMichaels took a L for all them white folk down here. But man, black folk, y'all better wake up. I'm telling you. I mean, Great Black Shark did say that Atlanta ain't Georgia. I still have that New York mindset. New York City runs New York State. So that's why I kept saying, hey, if Atlanta votes for her, this state might be in trouble. But, hopefully Georgia's not like New York and you guys say, you know what? We'll deal with Kemp for 4 more years. And then you could come back in 2028, but we'll have tangibles by then because we know where he stay at. We're going to go see him for our check.
The closest that Stacey Abrams will ever get to a presidential spot was when she was on that Star Trek Discovery show.
I mean,
they
were talking about her being vice president.
That was probably a wet
president
dream for
of
her.
Earth.
That was a wet dream for her because that's as close as she will probably get to it. And at the end of the day, she's just acting.
Oh, by the way, Torian, I want to ask you a question since you're so politically savvy and you pay attention a lot. Haven't you noticed they haven't really been playing the White House press briefings a lot lately?
You mean with Corinne? I want to use the nickname that that Professor Black Shoe gives.
Oh, Stud Pierre.
Stud Pierre. No,
Stud
I remember
Pierre?
the other time. I remember one time he called a Skank Pierre. he
Nah, don't
switched
do
the stud out for Skank.
Yeah, but
but yeah.
I said a couple years ago when she became deputy, I said, ain't no way in the world, and this also applied to Simone Mammy Sanders as well.
Oh,
They're
linebacker
never
Bill.
gonna let a black woman talk for this nation. They're never gonna let that happen. But they snuck her in, and now her first week she got destroyed by a white supremacist. And every time now they put up clips of her talking, she's saying something stupid. I'm never gonna learn, but we'll see. Again, 2020, 22.
She was all giddy when that K-pop band came in there, though.
She was what?
Smiling from ear to ear.
Oh, she was
probably
cool.
She probably wishes that she could, like, for just that one moment right there, that she could.
She wanted to twerk.
She probably wanted to leave the academy just for a little bit that day.
Yeah,
just a little bit that day. And you want to know another commercial I got tired of seeing is that
What's
one
that?
with linebacker Bill when she's talking about black women or something like that. It's a commercial they keep rotating over and over again. I guess this is her shamelessly plugging her show that nobody watches, but she keeps talking. She's using that same talking point about the Simone Sanders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they keep.
Oh, you talking about EJ Johnson too?
Yes. Yeah, her. And then tell the people about, because I didn't watch it, about the Sam Bet, I call it, fest that they had this past Sunday.
I need to start putting my Cash App on my videos, man. Yeah, I watched it twice because I need to get the full flavor, brother. It was so engaging. I had to take notes.
Damn.
That's how bad it was. Folk, you know how we were cracking on the manosphere just now. Mm-hmm. This sounded like a divester panel. That's what it sounded.
It looked like it too.
Yes. I had black women on that show dissing black men, especially married black men.
On Father's Day.
On Father's Day and Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
Black men getting dissed. You had a woman say, it's okay to take the cape off. We didn't ask y'all ever to put on a cape. Y'all let the white feminists tell you that. She said women of color. Mm-hmm. She put that term out there. I said, oh, Lord. Okay. Say less. Joy Reid, I plan to do a video on this. She interviewed Kamami.
Saturn rings around the neck.
Yes, she interviewed Kamami. Torian, go watch that. It's only like 7 minutes.
That's 7
There's so much in there.
Too long.
No, but that's content. Tiffany Cross cried. That was one of the highlights. She cried at the end.
Was she loud when she cried?
No, she was real good. I think it's sunk in sitting with all those other females that she's gonna die alone.
Damn.
And I think it just hit her because she was talking about marriage, and it hit her. This Robin Thede, I've seen her face before, but she was. I think she's the youngest person that was on that panel. She took shots at a black man, and I'm just sitting there watching it, and I'm saying to myself, okay, ma'am, she just took a shot at your husband. You need to go check her. She started laughing. Her husband was on a successful TV show, and dare I say, without him being on that successful TV show, you might not have gotten that in to get your own show that you're leading. But you let this woman disrespect your marriage. But you were laughing because
and got the nerve to be mad at Shahrazad Ali for that book.
But I did say this as well. Like 3 of them didn't annoy me. There was 3 women on there that didn't annoy me. But I did say this, and I said this in the video. Robin Thede, you made Tarana Burke look feminine.
Damn. Ooh, and that takes a lot.
Tarana Burke came off feminine in this. She took her shots at the white feminists. That was cool. But she was acting like a lady. This Robin Thede was acting like one of our homeboys.
I think I've heard of Robin Thede before. She kind of got a hard looking face anyway.
Yeah,
She looked like
she one of them light skinned chicks.
she
Who,
looked like she retired from the WNBA a long time ago.
yeah. And she's like, "Oh, I can write comedy." But I'm like, and then the Sterling K. Brown's wife, Ryan Michelle Bathe, said, "I walk alone in my marriage," and then talked about the patriarchy. It says it's servicemen. I'm like, man,
I wouldn't even know who his wife was until you said his name.
Look up NBC Endgame. She's the lead character.
Okay. I mean, I know who her husband is because
Yeah.
a lot of people know who he is, but yeah.
Right. But for her to say that the patriarchy serves men, I'm like, how does it serve us every time we get into Hollywood? They try to make us gay. How is that patriarchy?
Good point.
What else? Ayanna Pressley brought up the Crown Act, which I keep telling y'all does not serve black women. That serves non-black women.
No, I shouldn't be laughing at that.
No, but I've been saying this for 2 years. It serves.
I shouldn't be laughing
women.
at. I shouldn't be laughing at who brought it up, considering yes. Now you see why I said that.
Yeah. But why is it every time you got to watch that show, Tori? Every time you look, they cut the camera to her. It looked like somebody pissed in her food. She has like that snarky smile on her face, like you remember A Thin Love Between Love and Hate?
Yeah.
You remember when he found the rabbit in the pot?
Mm-hmm.
You could just like meme her into it in the corner, looking at him being all shocked with his mama. And she just sitting in the corner. That's the look she had on her face. Maria Taylor was okay. She I have to say she was the only one on there. If I had to say it, she was on code. She was the only one. Because she took her shots at the mouse and kept it moving. She ain't do none of the feminist stuff. No nothing. Cool. Who else? And like I said, the other three women didn't annoy me. Nicole Hannah-Jones, I just wrote her off because I can't stand her voice. And I was like, I there's nothing else I can say about you. The New York Times discredits you every other day. I can't say nothing else. So it is what it is. But I sat through that for an hour and a half.
You were probably one of the only few people in this space that watched it.
Well, Judge Joe Brown did a review as well.
Okay.
But I'm curious to see the ratings for that, and then the ratings for the other three they're gonna do. The one about Asians, the one about Asians, Latinas, and indigenous women. I'm curious to see what the ratings are for that.
Mm-hmm. It kind of reminds me. Remember a couple years ago, when they came out with that documentary called "Dark Girls and Light Girls."
Mm-hmm.
I think, like to see, like it was almost like a colorism type of thing.
Yes.
When it came to like dark-skinned girls in America versus light-skinned girls in America, I didn't watch either one because I knew who it was catering to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, it was
interesting.
interesting.
And it doesn't surprise me. It was on the OWN network.
Of course. Well, Oprah loves that.
That's back when she actually had some kind of ownership with OWN.
Yeah.
Even then, she didn't have that much ownership with OWN either.
She really doesn't have any more on there anyway.
She really doesn't. It's just it's just her name.
Yeah.
OWN is pretty much owned direct mostly by Discovery.
Yes.
Discovery pretty much owns
so
most
white
of
people own Oprah.
OWN. Yeah. I mean, but they always. But
Tori, speaking of owning, somebody owned themselves on the internet. I want you to picture this. You want to say it again?
Check.
Right, go on. Go act like a chicken. Go on. Okay. So I saw something on Twitter. Megan Thee Stallion. She was talking about her Rock Nation deal.
Mm-hmm.
She said, what sold me on my Rock Nation deal was Jay-Z came in with 6 platters of hot Cheetos.
What?
She said this.
6 platters of hot Cheetos?
Yeah, she
Something
said,
you could have easily went to the store and got yourself?
Yes. I said, wait, what? I said,
And we're
wait, what?
supposed to believe that you are the same woman that allegedly got shot in the foot.
Allegedly.
That's why I said allegedly.
Allegedly.
Because
Free
right
Tory
now,
Lanez.
right now, her story is just not adding up with that.
Of course it's
with
not.
that situation.
I'll tell you
That's
what
gonna be
happened.
that's gonna be the next high profile case as far as celebrities go.
Now, if it does come out she was lying, does she become a Karen?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay,
Most
very
definitely.
good. I just want to make sure. So
Oh,
check
her
this
video
out.
will be coming.
Yeah, Tory Lanez. I still think they're gonna deport him for the gun because he's Canadian. So I still think they're gonna get rid of him, but hopefully that's just it, and he don't do no time. Because I think what happened was they were all drunk. She was playing around with the piece, and he tried to get away from her. It went off, and they were scared. And then somebody called the police, and then police came, and she had to play victim real fast because her money was gonna dry up. Tory Lane didn't care.
They said one of the worst things that she did was that interview with Gail the Gargantuan.
Oh,
They
yeah.
said when she did that interview right there, that had
Oh, it made her look bad, bro.
They said that had people who was really on her side kind of look at her kind of sideways, like, what? Like, what are you saying? Like, this completely goes against what you have been saying for the longest time, and now you got to constantly cover up the lies. That's the one thing about lies. You got to constantly cover up for that lie that you told previously to keep the lie going and alive.
Speaking of which, guess who else said they regret doing an interview?
Who?
Sha'Carri Richardson.
An interview with who?
She said she regrets doing that whatever interview she did after she got banned from the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been Good Morning America.
Uh-huh.
Now she's saying she regrets doing that.
Why?
Because she said it made her come off really looking bad. Because she wasn't in her right state of mind. I'm like, nobody told you to go do that interview. You should have just stayed to yourself and kept training.
She probably felt that she had to explain herself.
She could have done that on her Twitter and made money off of it. But
she also probably hated the backlash that she was getting behind it too, because all eyes was on her at that moment. I
want to see her beat the Jamaicans. That would have been great.
I said now that she's, I'll piggyback off of that, of not saying anything and then coming out, even though she did come out and speak out about that Russian girl who got caught or busted with those meds that she wasn't supposed to use. I said that was the perfect time for you to really strike, was that moment right there. But I'm seeing improvements from her. Like I've seen like her most recent races that she's been doing, and she's been winning.
Won and came in second, so that's good.
Yeah, so
next month she has she going up to Oregon, and them Jamaicans are going to be there, so that's going to be a very interesting race.
Yeah, so I think that she's going when the Olympics come back in 2024, and I think it's going to be in Paris, if I'm not mistaken.
Paris. Yeah,
it's Paris. Paris. I think that she's going to be prepared this time. And she's going to
has to be
because she has to shut down the naysayers, and she has to literally go against what happened with her last year.
And you got to remember too, the three Jamaicans, they were all retiring after this one.
Yeah,
but they got 5 more on the back end ready, so she got to establish herself because she's gonna have to see them for another 12 years. So
because she's still young. Yeah, she's still in her early 20s.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be very interesting. The people is definitely gonna continue to watch her, because all eyes was on her even before everything that happened. But so it's definitely
so Oxtail Twitter, be humble next month, please. Please be humble, or I will destroy you.
Is that going to be televised?
Yes. That's usually NBC. NBC usually takes that. They usually get the track and field. Anything Olympic related or
makes
tied to the Olympics. Yeah, they got that contract. So yeah, you'll probably see that.
Yeah,
but the rest of us will see it on YouTube. We ain't finna watch it on no TV. We're not gonna sit there and listen to y'all talk about all that. Just get to the race. Come on, we won't care about 10 seconds.
And it's interesting that you talk about that, because I was looking at sometimes I find myself looking at nostalgic Olympic clips, whether it's gymnastics or track and field. And I had pulled up a clip when Jesse Owens had competed in Berlin back in the 30s. And that's at the height of the Nazi regime. And Hitler was there and everything. And I said they had it real tough back then, because when it came to track, they had to dig their feet into the dirt. Like their feet was like in that dirt. So that was a bit. So they had to really push off to get out of there. Man, that Jesse Owens was like like a damn bullet. Like he was taking flight. And there was one race he was running where it was another black man that was competing with him along with like 3 other white men. Do you know that he came in first? Barely. He almost came in second, but only second to the other black guy that was there. Like Jesse Owens took off, left those white guys in the dust, and all of a sudden you see the black guy coming trailing right behind him. If the track was if the finish line was a little bit more further, Jesse would have came in second for sure because that black guy was coming for him. But he ended up finishing second, and Jesse finished first and left them other white guys in the dust.
Somebody asked an interesting question. Are there any black YouTube content creators who are not demonetized?
Me?
Yeah, Torian. I think Afro still got his.
Yeah, he's monetized. Tariq is monetized.
Yeah,
Tariq's
monetized. Is he?
TBA's monetized.
No, I don't see him. I don't see him getting.
No. Yeah, Tariq is monetized.
Okay. Yeah, Jason on his other channels.
On his other channel is monetized, not his TBA one, but the Black Authority one is monetized.
Right. I don't know, Professor Black Truth.
I think Professor Black Truth is definitely in a position to monetize his channel. He just chooses not to.
Nicole, I know she's
monetized. Lisa Cabrera, she's monetized.
Yeah.
Taisha
Essex is.
Harvey at Your World is monetized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot of black YouTube content creators
but
who
that
are monetized.
Yes, but I got to talk to the people that are in here. Listen, y'all, they're going to start silencing us next month. I'm telling you this right now. Because as it gets closer to these elections, everybody's coming to us in the black diaspora to hear what we're saying. They're going to start limiting our voices. So please make sure to share the stuff out, please.
And also, because I'm actually about to in the stream, but I got to say
yes, sir.
Shout out to Tashina Arnold. She is one of the few black celebrities who actually shouts out the new black media on a consistent basis and by name. Like she'll tag you and she'll tag you. And I can tell she really likes Tariq and like TBA because she always shouts. Like whenever she does a shout out, if she don't shout out everybody, she's going to shout out those two every single time. But shout out to Tashina Arnold on Twitter. You know, she caught a lot of backlash for that one tweet she put out a couple months ago.
But we rode for her.
And see, that's exactly why. It's one thing. I don't know who said it. I want to say it was Corey Holcomb. I can't remember if it was him or not. Because Tariq used to frequent on to the 5150 a while, on a consistent at one time. And I think Corey Holcomb was saying like, if you have the support of the streets, aka the people, they're always going to have your back. If Tashina Arnold was buck dancing, when they came for her like that, none of us would have came to bat for her to defend her when she got hit with that onslaught. But because she's on cold, she always shouts out the new black media when she does not have to. She has a bigger platform than any of us. She doesn't have to. I think the only one that has a platform that matches hers is probably Tariq, as far as follower count goes, and she doesn't have to do it. But she chooses to do it. She watches our
Narmar X. That's actually wrong. A lot of us in the new black media defended Ice Cube.
Oh yeah, we did. Like when he got hit,
we were the only ones riding for him.
When he went to Fox Solis and got hit and got literally.
Oh yeah, we were all doing content
over there. We all was coming to his defense. I know that for you. I know that for a fact. Sir. But yeah, when it comes to Tashina Arnold, like I said, if she was out, like I said, she was out there tap dancing, like pulling a Candace Owens. None of us would have came to her defense when it came at her neck a couple months ago. But because she's on cold and she always shouts us out on a consistent basis and it's genuine, that's why we came to defend her.
Oh, you're talking about the people. Okay.
Okay.
You're talking about the people.
Now see.
Well, they're coons.
Now see what happened. Now see the thing is, I call her Jamami Hill. She almost got the same treatment that Tashina Arnold could have got from us until we found out early on about her, because it was a thing where it was ESPN and she was about to get suspended or something like that, and there was a lot of black men that came to defend her because a lot of black men watched her when she was on ESPN. But when that Damon Young over at The Root, or as PBT calls it, The Weed, had put out that blaspheming article back in 2017 talking about heterosexual black men are the white men of the community, and she retweeted it. She didn't retweet it and say that this was some bullshit. She retweeted it as if it was fact. And then that's when black men said, "Oh nah, we can't rock with you on that one because like that's like some traitorous shit to actually agree with because we know that shit ain't even true." And ever since then, black men in particular have been on Jamel Hill head ever since.
And she hanging with Luke
4
now.
years in, like 4 years in like 4 or 5 years in counting. We have been on her head ever since. And ever since then, she even showed her true colors. Even past that, she really showed who she truly is and how much of a buck dancer she is. Let me get to this super chat right quick. Shout out to Dyson. He says super chat. He says that's why I'm glad I got into other endeavors other than YouTube to make money, but I'm still monetized on YouTube. Right,
that's good. Stay, keep it monetized as long as you can, brother.
You gotta have multiple streams of income. But anyway, I'm about to go ahead and
yes, sir.
You got any last words you gotta say?
Yes, sir. Well, I played part 1 of my FBA conversation about hip hop, and I'm gonna stream the rest of it tomorrow when I get off work. But that was a very interesting conversation. Shout out to the FBAs because they came in and represented. I know the immigrants; they were pissed.
You're off code. You're off code according to them.
I'll be a coon to the immigrants then. I could care less. They don't want me. They say I'm a fake Jamaican. Okay, cool. I'll be a nomad. But like I said, folks, just make sure you support New Black Media because we're the only ones that'll give you the truth.
Right.
You can go to the Manosphere Cats
and tell it like it is. Like we ain't gonna hold back. We don't sugarcoat over here. We tell we tell it like it is. But I definitely appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate everybody else who came.
And we still got to do that Marion Barry show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can do that on your channel.
Yes. Oh no, we're gonna do it on both because remember with pairs now, since you have Restream, you can get the views as well.
Right.
So everybody can see this.
But most definitely. Shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to everybody that donated through the super chat as well. Of course, I'll be uploading one video tomorrow and one on. I'll go and tell y'all what the 2 videos are for the one I'm uploading tomorrow is going to be about Blake Masters saying that black people are the reason that the gun violence in America is so high. Bullshit. And on Sunday, and I purposely saved this for Sunday because the BET Awards come on Sunday, and that's talking about Lil Nasty X being so ungrateful to the BET Awards, saying that he's mad at them because they didn't give him a nomination. You know his nasty ass actually took one of the BET Awards that he won previously, put it in the toilet and urinated on it. I said, that's some nasty ass shit. I said, if I was over that, his ass would not get another invite or a nomination. Like you showed your whole ad. Like you would not. I'm sorry.
You just actually gave me an idea for a video, but I'm not gonna tell y'all what that is because I got to figure out how I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say in there without getting in trouble.
Right. Okay.
But thank you so much, brother, for letting me on. And stay safe out there. Stay safe.